Good morning. My name is Robin Hyden, and I am a fifth grade teacher. I'm in math at W.R. Castle in Johnson County. This is my first year actually in fifth grade. For the past 11 years, I have taught second grade, so I've been a primary teacher pretty much my entire teaching career. I actually just graduated with my doctorate degree in May, and my focus whenever I was going through my doctorate program was implementing next generation science standards into the classroom. And one thing that I found is that the United States ranks 25th whenever we are talking about how the percentage of how well our students are doing in science. So as teachers, I started thinking, well, what are we doing or what are we not doing to cause these scores to be so low? So as I was doing my research, I found that that teachers had a really high, they call it science anxiety level in STEM fields. So as you know, if you are not really good in an area, you're not going to focus that much time in your classroom on that specific topic. So what I have found is it is really affecting our students. Our students are not being prepared for 21st century skills, for 21st century jobs, and we're really failing them as a whole. So what it's going to take is a reform of teachers to start implementing STEM across curriculum. It's going to take everybody working together. It can't be done with just one or two people in your building. It has to be on a daily basis, science being taught across all areas. Now, my focus that I wanted to talk about and my question that I actually wrote for my grant was, will implementing a Lego education solution for early learning open up the world of math, science, technology, and engineering, and foster a love of discovery and investigation to help the youngest students develop social and emotional skills that can set them up for a lifetime of learning success? So what I did was I purchased 5 Lego We Do 2.0 kits for my classroom. And so the technology in part is being developed through the coding that they are doing through the Legos. So first thing they do is they get the kits and they build, his name is Milo. That's where the engineering comes in. So after they get Milo built, there's a little button they push on Milo's body that Bluetooths him to your downloaded curriculum onto either your iPad or your Chromebook, whatever it is that you use. And it Bluetooths and it syncs. So after he's built, you actually use coding to make Milo move. Now, many years we have done the hour of code throughout our elementary schools, and most of the time we do through code.org. And so on Fridays we say, yes, we got your certificates, you got your hour of code in, and we're done, and we never talk about coding ever again. And so whenever you see the hour of code, whenever you actually do the coding, it's just making a little object on your screen moved. But this is actually using real life coding skills to make an actual robot move. So these students are actually seeing if I push up, move left 3 times, using Scratch, they are actually making an object move. So it's real life. They're actually seeing it hands-on. It's not just something that they're doing on the screen. So yesterday, I just got my kits in, and I put my 5 kits out in my groups, and we've not done anything with it yet. I just kind of wanted to get used to the kits and seeing what everything was involved. So I got my kids out in the 5 groups yesterday, and I put the kits in front of them. And I said, okay, guys, so this is what we're going to be doing. And you could just see the expression on their faces change because Legos is something that probably 90 to 100% of the kids is familiar with in your classroom. They've built with the big blocks, and they transition later on to the Legos, actual Legos. So I was showing them the different kits, and I was also trying to teach them responsibility at the same time because I was telling them, you have to make sure each one of these Lego pieces go back into the slot that they're in order to make your robot move. And so they were so excited. They were like, when are we going to get to build this? When are we actually going to start doing it? So I'm going to see if my project is successful is if they can actually first go through the program and construct Milo, use their engineering skills, and then they're going to use the technology part to make him code, to use coding to make him move. Now, engineering and coding and STEM, this is the 21st century. We are supposed to be preparing our students for jobs that aren't even created yet. And many times in our classroom, we'll say from 8 to 10, we're doing reading, 10 to 11, we're doing math, and we separate each subject instead of actually doing what STEM asked you to do and combined everything together as one unit. So I'm hoping with my project using these Lego sets that I am helping engage my students in STEM activity and getting them prepared for actual 21st century careers and jobs. Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you.